Good morning. Well, I'm back out in the shop. I finished up lacing this sheath last night for that knife I was showing you, and I got it dyed. You can see I dyed it black. And so the next process will be putting something on here to protect the leather, from the weather. And I found that this right here works about as good as anything you can get. It's made by Red Wing. You can get it at the shoe store. And it's called All Natural Boot Paste. I call it bear grease. That's what it looks like. But you put that on that leather, and then I take it over here, like through the winter here. I can put it over the stove and just kind of hold it, let it soak in the leather a little quicker. And I tell you, it preserves that leather, and that way you can take a little awl and burnish these edges and work them all in nice and smooth, and it just does a wonderful job on these sheaths. I've used it for I've used it quite a bit. I've tried all kinds of different products, but I always seem to go back to this one. So anyway, I'll show you the process of applying this paste to this leather sheath and what it takes to finish the product out. So here we go. It's some sticky stuff. Boy, it does a wonderful job. You just got to get it all over the sheath, down in the cracks and crevices. It's a gooey little mess, but this leather will really absorb it, and it really does protect it. You definitely want to have on some rubber gloves, because if you don't, you're going to be a mess. Hear that? I wet this leather, and then I stick the knife in here and form it and let it dry overnight. That just sets up hard. Takes a little bit for it to loosen up, but it sure does hold its form good for your knife. Okay, I think I've got enough on there now that I can just take my hands and work it in all these places I want it to be. See? All down along these seams. Rub it in the back. Just everywhere you can get it. Now what I do, little trick, I just take a wooden awl right here, and I just start working these edges. Just like this, burnish that stuff in. You can see that or not. It was kind of chilly when I come in this morning in the shop, and I still got my jacket on. Man, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm starting to warm up. I got the heat on, and I don't think I need this coat on. See how it's kind of burnishing that right there? This little wooden awl does a wonderful job. I've used this technique for a long time. It just makes those edges look. A lot of people take them to the buffer, and you can do that. But I don't know. It seems like I get a little bit more on here. I just keep applying a little bit to the edges as I work it in, because I want that to look really smooth. Just makes it a little bit more professional looking when you get it done, instead of It's being dried out and gapped open. Especially in these real heavy places. Well, I'm not even in the camera, I'll tell you. I just keep crawling forward and getting underneath the camera. I do that all the time. And didn't I tell you I wasn't a videographer? I think I did. I make knives and make sheaths, and that's what I do. The rest of it just part of it, I guess. But see how that's kind of burnishing that in? You can see it right here. It just kind of closes those gaps on that leather. You have to really bear down to get the squish together. It'll make you work up a sweat. This looks like it's doing a good job. And once I get this all done, I'll go over there to the gas heater. It's a ventless heater, puts out a lot of heat through those vents, and I can just hold this over the top of it, and it'll just soak right in that leather. And then once I get it all soaked in, and I know it's protected good, then I'll take some regular black shoe polish, and I'll shine this thing up, and it'll look real nice. It just takes a little bit of time to get this all burnished in, looking good. It's getting there. I had a guy one time sent me a comment and said, "You talk too much." Well, I don't know how I can explain it to you if I don't talk, so sorry about that. That's why I make these videos, to try to explain to you how to do it so you can do it. And I don't know sign language. It's starting to look pretty good. It's getting there. Now right here along this, you got to be careful. I don't want to scratch up the finish on my sheath. So got to be really careful about that right there, where it's sewed right here against the sheath. You don't want to rub that into here, and it'll leave scratches. So you have to be kind of delicate there. But it's working. It's getting there. Oh yeah. And that's just kind of how you do it. It's going to just same process over and over. I'll keep going around these edges till I get it all burnished in the way I want it. It's getting there. And then I'm going to take it over and hold it over the stove, up a little high so the heat can get to it, and it'll soak all this up. And then when I get this all done, I'll do a video and show you what it looks like when it's completed. With a knife in it, and it'll look nice. So I'll get back with you as soon as I get this all finished up and it looks nice and shiny and ready to go.